looks like we are rolling. Good morning, everyone. It's Sarah Jane. I realized that I haven't filmed in probably 2 weeks. So in reality, that's not like a super long time, but it feels like forever. I feel like I haven't updated you guys in so long just because so much has happened in my life. And so I thought I should probably take some time to like give you guys some details of like what's changed in my life. So much has changed ever since I left New York. And I'm sitting outside because it's a beautiful day, but I'm incredibly cognizant of the fact that there's a lot of things chirping outside right now. Hopefully it doesn't bother you guys. So the previous footage you just saw is me going to visit my really good friend in South Carolina. She got engaged, wanted me to be a bridesmaid, so I went down there to see her, my family, and she asked me to be a bridesmaid. Super amazing seeing everyone. I'm super excited for her, so that was a really great time, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. The last thing that I mentioned to all of you was that I was going to be renting in DC. I spent a lot of time looking in DC at different apartments, and I kind of just had like this flash of New York City all over again. Small square footage, expensive, having to pay for parking, like, and then the reality is, and I might get some hate for this, but the reality is it's not New York City. You know, New York City is like the city of the United States, and having seen DC, it's just not the same. It is a city, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same as New York City. And I really just started to think to myself, do I want to spend this much money to not be in a place like New York City? And the answer was no. So I then started to delve into the idea of buying and talked to a lot of people about it, their experience. I did actually receive it's so interesting. I feel like there's two different spectrums of people in the world. It's like people who want to like build wealth and, you know, make their net worth more. Those people were all like, buy. And then I had like other people, and this isn't everyone, but I had people who were more my age, who are more into the city life, and they were like, why would you buy? That's so expensive. Like, you could spend your money doing other things, like restaurants. I've lived that life where I've rented. I've lived that life for a long time. I've rented for a long time. And I mean, during my previous deployments, I mean, you guys saw on my previous deployment how I really read so many books and researched about building wealth for yourself and how to increase your net worth. And ultimately I decided, you know what, I want to buy. But besides building my wealth and wanting to increase that, a big factor that has just really played for me is the fact that, I mean, and if you've been on my channel for a while, you know this, I have had to move so much in my adult years. I mean, I lived in South Carolina for so long, and then after college, I, you know, moved to Kansas for the Army, and then after the Army, I moved to New York City. And then after New York City, I then moved in with my sister, and then now I'm going to be living somewhere else. And so I'm like, don't even forget to sprinkle in my deployments while I was in there. Like, I haven't been in one place consistently for so long, and that ultimately has become so important to me. I want to put roots down somewhere. I want to be somewhere and build a life there. And so with this new job that I've taken on, it felt right. It felt really right to put down some roots. So I'm going to be moving to Virginia. I'm really, really excited. Right now I live in Maryland. I mean, they call this like the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia. But I would just live in Maryland so I could be really close to my siblings. But for work, that's a bit of a hefty commute, especially with traffic, because I've been doing it right now. And so I wanted to move on the Virginia side so that it's a little bit easier for my commute. I ended up buying a place. It is only 10 to 15 minutes away from work and 35 minutes away from my sisters and brother that live in this area. So I'm so excited about that. So I'm doing my final walkthrough tonight on it. And it has been such a learning experience buying a home. Like, I am so eternally grateful for my father. I don't know what I would have done without him in this journey, because I have no idea what I was doing. And I've been so fortunate. I did have a really bad real estate agent at the beginning. I ended up getting rid of her and getting somebody else. And then I ended up having a really amazing lender who was super easy to coordinate with, and my dad has been wonderful. So I've had a pretty seamless process. not really that stressful and just like really exciting. So I am doing my final walkthrough tonight. I'm gonna bring you guys with me, and then I'm going to close on Monday in just a couple days, and I will move in, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to bring you guys with me on this journey that I'm on, and I'm just so excited about where I am in life right now, you know, especially with, even before COVID, but then COVID just amplified how unhappy I was with my life. I mean, New York City wasn't bad. I can't complain about New York City. I did really well for myself. I lived by myself. I had my dog in the city. I had my car in the city. I had a good job, but I wasn't happy there. It wasn't my lifestyle. I wasn't doing what I loved. And so far in the 1 month that I've been kind of in this next chapter of my life, I have nothing to complain about. I have a job that I absolutely love, and I completely enjoy grinding every single day for it. I'm back to working out because gyms aren't super expensive outside of New York City, because New York City gyms are so expensive. I'm by my family. I'm by my friends. I am buying a home. Like, I have literally nothing to complain about. I'm so excited for this next chapter. I'm so excited to bring you guys with me, and yeah. So it just seemed like it was time for an update. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let's go and do that final inspection on my home.